Hello? Welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. Tonight's story is for anyone who grew up wondering if silence could still mean love, and for anyone who spent years waiting to hear the words they needed most. Let's begin. Daniel couldn't remember a single time his father had said, "I love you." Not when he was 5, not when he graduated, not when he moved away, not even when he got married. His father wasn't cruel, he simply never said much. He woke up before sunrise every day, worked 12-hour shifts as a mechanic, came home smelling like oil and metal, ate dinner quietly, watched the news, and went to bed. Conversations were short, feelings were shorter. When Daniel was little, he'd watch other dads hug their kids after soccer games. His father would simply nod. Good job. That was it. When Daniel got accepted into college, his mom cried. His father shook his hand. "We're proud of you." Daniel smiled, but deep down, he still waited for something else. 3 words that never came. As the years passed, Daniel convinced himself it didn't matter. He built a successful career, bought a house, became a father himself. Yet every birthday, every holiday, every visit back home, some small part of him still hoped. Maybe this year, maybe today, maybe before it's too late. One autumn afternoon, Daniel received a phone call. His father had suffered a stroke. He drove 4 hours to the hospital with his hands shaking the entire way. The man who had always seemed impossible to break suddenly looked so fragile. Machines beeped softly. His father couldn't speak clearly anymore. Daniel sat beside him for hours. For the first time in his life, there was nothing to fix, nothing to prove, just silence. The same silence that had filled their relationship for decades. As the sun began to set outside the hospital window, a nurse walked in carrying a small paper bag. "Your father asked us to give this to you." Inside was an old leather wallet. Folded behind faded family photos was a tiny piece of paper. It looked like it had been carried for years. Daniel unfolded it carefully. It was his 2nd grade report card. Across the top, written in his father's rough handwriting, were the words, "My boy is going to do great things." His eyes filled with tears. Behind the report card were newspaper clippings, his college graduation, his wedding announcement, the newspaper article about Daniel opening his own business, even a tiny photo of Daniel holding his newborn daughter. Every milestone, every accomplishment. His father had carried them all, every single day. The nurse smiled gently. "You know, he talks about you all the time." Daniel looked up in surprise. "He does?" She nodded. "He tells every new nurse that his son is the kindest man he knows. He says he wishes he'd been better at showing it." Daniel couldn't breathe for a moment. For 40 years, he had mistaken silence for absence, but love had been there all along, hidden inside newspaper clippings, inside repaired bicycles, inside overtime shifts that paid for college, inside early mornings, inside quiet sacrifices no one ever applauded. A week later, his father was finally able to whisper a few broken words. Daniel leaned close, very close. His father struggled. His voice barely came out. "Love." Another breath. "You." It wasn't a perfect sentence. It wasn't a movie moment. But after 40 years, it was enough. Daniel held his father's hand and cried harder than he ever had. Not because he had finally heard the words, but because he realized they had been spoken through actions his entire life. Some people grow up in homes where love is spoken every day. Others grow up in homes where love is packed into lunchboxes, worked into overtime, hidden inside sacrifices, or quietly carried in an old wallet for decades. That doesn't erase the pain of needing to hear the words. Words matter. Children deserve affection. They deserve reassurance. But sometimes healing begins when we learn that people can love imperfectly because they were never taught another way. Daniel made himself one promise. His own daughter would never have to wonder. Every morning before school, I love you. Every bedtime, I love you. Every ordinary Tuesday, I love you. Because some family patterns don't end with anger. They end with someone choosing to speak the words that were missing for generations. And maybe that someone can be you. Take care of your heart. I'll see you in the next story.